today's show is the sound and music of the breath. The intention is that everybody might find their own natural tempo of their breath and be able to breathe much deeper. It's interesting because there's two things we're going to be talking about. One is thinking about the music that your breath is creating. Of course, it's doing its own rhythm, but we're going to talk about even the melody of the breath. But also, we're going to go into a lot of detail on music that you can breathe to. There's a lot of music that you can't breathe to. But you know, where I first discovered this, although people known it for a long time, was, well, at a Pink Floyd concert. I might have been the drugs, but it was really, I was found when they were playing Dark Side of the Moon, I could totally breathe to the rhythm of Dark Side of the Moon. In fact, it's really funny because the first song of Dark Side of the Moon is Breathe. That's the name of the song, Breathe. And so that's where I really started to get interested in it. And then, I mean, it all starts with the yoga class, right? When you learn to breathe and to be able to breathe through any challenges and to be able to be aware of your breath and to bring in and make it deeper. Because so many people are actually breathing really shallow and not getting enough oxygen. And when we get stressed, it gets even worse. So, the interesting thing about the breath is its white noise. So, what I've learned is just about any white noise makes it easier to breathe. Let me share my sound. So, just any nature sound, not animals, but like the ocean or rivers or streams, these are all white noise. So, nature is built to actually help us breathe. Let me just play some random ocean sounds here that are really beautiful. So these aren't a specific rhythm. These are just kind of random, just like the ocean commonly is. Check this out and see if you can breathe to this. Same white noise as the breath. Right? It's amazing how it's so much easier to breathe when we hear any white noise of nature. Rivers and streams and wind and full range, except maybe not howling wind. Right? So white noise is really helpful. Now, we've discovered using EEG that your brain goes into a state of gamma, which is a really fast brainwave state. It's like really fast. But at the same time, your brain goes into a brainwave state of epsilon. So your brain, they've actually done EEG maps on Dalai Lama trained meditators. So your brain is actually going really fast and really slow. Epsilon is around, it's less than 0.5 cycles per second. But what they've discovered at HeartMath is when you're transmitting love, your brain actually goes into a rhythm of 0.1 cycle per second in epsilon. Well, that's one beat every 10 seconds, which is like a breath. So when you're resonating love, your brain goes into a breath, a slow breath of 0.1 cycle per second, like this. In and out. 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out. Now, what's really interesting, as I've mentioned in previous shows, is there's a frequency resonating in the atmosphere caused by cosmic rays from other galaxies, measured by HeartMath. That is 0.1 cycle per second. So our whole atmosphere is resonating at a slow breath of 10 beats, or 10 cycles per, or 1.1 cycle per second, which is 10 seconds in and 10 seconds out. And when you have coherent waves on the ocean, which sometimes you don't, but when when the sets are synchronized, the time between a wave is about 10 seconds. So even the waves on the ocean are entraining you into a slow breath. This is very cool. So white noise and the waves. But what we've learned is the very best breath tempo of all is yours. Everybody's metabolism is a little bit different. Some people have very fast heart rates, very fast brain waves. They're often a little thinner. And then other people have really slow brain waves and heart rates. And those are often a little more heavy set. Not always. Right? So the faster your metabolism, heart and brain, the faster your breath. In fact, we got 3 readouts from HeartMath of people running love of the actual heart, brain, and breath. And we found that when we averaged out the heart, because it goes up and down, that the heart, brain, and breath were exact octaves. So the brain and heart and breath are completely synchronized to your metabolism when you're actually in the zone of love or at peace. Right? So as we've talked about many times, we actually do a whole assessment to find your rhythm of your metabolism. We call it the brainwave assessment, and then we give you CDs tuned to your rhythm of your metabolism that you can breathe to. So what I did is I actually created a song of my breath for my rhythm of my heart and brain, which happens to be B flat. So check this out. What I did is I downloaded a bunch of wave sounds and then I synchronized them to the tempo of B flat. And again, as I've mentioned, it's kind of interesting, but when you take the note of B flat and cut it in half, it's an octave lower. When you get below 20 hertz, it becomes a rhythm. So this rhythm that you're about to hear is actually the note of B flat, and it's really good for me. Try breathing to it and see how it works for you, but at least I'll be happy here. Okay, so let me play it. So this is a breath tune to B flat. Now what I've done is I've actually put in a note of the musical fifth for the in breath and the home note for the out breath. I'll guide you through it. Okay, check this out. Start with a little white noise, and then you'll hear the tones come in. Even the crickets are in time with the actual breath. Okay. Okay, so that's out breath. Okay, so here's the in breath. And out breath. Try breathing with it. In. you find the tempo of your own breath. Now, you can actually find this pretty easy. I mean, you can just simply breathe and see what speed feels right. I mean, it's the most natural tempo there is. It's totally what feels good to you. You can also do it this way, which is really interesting, and that is to actually feel the tempo of your heartbeat. So you can do it on your arm, right? Or you can do it on your neck. Okay, so I'm going to do a breath to my heart rate. It's going to change when you start tuning into your heart rate because you get a little mellower, and it'll probably start slowing it down, slowing down. Okay, let's try this. So it's like this. Very almost the same as what I just played, huh? Try it yourself and breathe to your own heart rate. That's very cool. Very cool to actually tune into the breath. I like this much better than doing like 10 in, 5 out, what different people do for breath. You know, find your own. Find your own where you're totally at peace and just get the air in. So I've also got songs that really are grooving, but you can do like still 8 beats in and 8 beats out. Let me play my grooving song to B flat. So this one's like got alpha frequencies in it, and it's really good for the morning because it's really good for learning and getting you present. I think of it as my tea in the morning. So check this out. I'm going to skip forward a little bit. So check out this groove, but I can still breathe to it. Well, let me show you. So this is still the same rhythm of B flat at different octaves. So in, and out. It's really cool when you find music, first of all, that you can breathe to, because a lot of music you can't breathe to. Right? But when you find music that you can breathe to in your tempo, oh my God, that is so cool. It is so cool. Immediately it feels really comfortable. So it's really important to find your own frequency of your tempo of your own breath. Right? Okay. Now, it's really interesting that different breaths have their own music. You know, if you're like really rushed or stressed out, your breath's kind of gonna be like, right? And so then that's actually the song that your whole system is enveloped in. Let me play a song here. This is really interesting. I didn't pull it up. Let me go find it here. This one actually has a kind of a rush breath, which would be the same as if you're just running or doing exercise or doing some sports. So check this out. Here is, let me find it here. Matrix Restore Imprinter. This is it. Okay, listen. I've got a kind of a fast, breathy sound. Ha, ha, hear it? Ha, 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 ha. So when you have a slower breath, it's going to come in it's not going to be as staccato. It's going to be more like, and it's really interesting because uh, the whole trick is to get it going as slow as feels right. But even the way it comes on and the volume, there's actually Don Estes who actually measures the way the volume rises, and that is a big deal. When you're really relaxed, it will rise in volume at a very slow pace. So it's really interesting to really notice basically the music of your own breath, especially when you're breathing really deeply. Now, what I've done is for most of my music, just about all of it, I will actually meditate on a certain intention. When I did my song Unconditional Love, I meditated on universal love. And then I noticed the tempo of my breath while I was enveloped in universal love. And then I set the recording program in Pro Tools to the BPM, the beats per minute, to the tempo of my breath. And then I played one chord on the in breath and another chord on the out breath. And so now you're getting entrained into that intention of that breath when you listen to the music. You know, even if you don't start breathing with the music, imagine it like this. Imagine you're sitting next to someone who is doing a really deep meditative breath. Well, you're going to pick up that energy even if you don't start breathing with them. It's really peaceful and calm. And so that's what's happening when you've got the breath included in the music. So, first of all, what I commonly do in my music production is I'll use some white noise to simulate the breath. And I found a plugin that works just perfectly for it in the program I use. So check this out. This is my song Awakening, and it's totally based on the breath. And listen to the white noise and see if you can breathe along with this. Okay? Check this out. It comes in just a few, like 15 seconds or so. So let me play it from the beginning anyway. Okay. So here's Awakening. Check this out. Listen for the white noise and breathe along with it, because this is totally created to the breath. Breathe along with it. Very cool, huh? It's so nice when you find music. And there's most chants and mantras are totally designed to be able to breathe with it, because you actually got to breathe, as when you do the chant and mantras. But there's so much music that is really good to breathe along with. Uh, Let me play another song. Now, there's this breath that I've found that is like the full on out breath of complete relaxation. And it's kind of like a sigh almost. It's like in, it's a full, relaxed breath. It's the best for getting the oxygen in and regulating your whole system. It's just the best. And everybody has, again, a little bit different tempo, but it's that really deep breath. And that's really important to practice and get down so that becomes the norm in your system. That relaxed, deep breath that is complete and full oxygen in, full oxygen out. Now, in this song, my song, The Water of Life, I actually have that breath. I don't even know that I meant to do it, but it's what happened in the song, and it's happened in a few songs, that really full on deep breath. So see if you can hear it. I'll point it out and breathe along with it. Let me find the time here. Okay, there we go. So listen for this deep breath. So cool. That's not even to my note, and it still feels really comfortable. It's still really nice. Any breath. You know, you can think of breath as the lowest frequency we have control over in our body. And low frequencies are way more powerful than high frequencies because they take more energy to create. If you're actually got a concert PA system, you need a big amplifier to create the low frequencies, whereas the high frequencies take hardly any energy at all to create. So this is even in the body. I mean, highs are really powerful too, but the lows are really, when you really get into a deep, long breath, that entrains your whole system big time. So the breath is the lowest frequency we really can control. Okay, now I've got another song Pachelbel canon, and this one also is slowed down. I've noticed that Pachelbel canon at normal speed is really hard to breathe to, but this one is slowed down so you can breathe to it. Let me find it here, and we'll breathe to this one. Right. Pachelbel. Here we go. Pachelbel. Good. Got it. And then I'm going to play near the end. And at the end, it just goes into a long breath. So check this out. So we got it 11:30. Okay. So breathe along with this one. Now, I've got another song, my Unconditional Love song, and this one's got that deep breath also, even more so than the Water of Life. It's like really big in, and then again, breathe along with it. Let me go find it here. Okay. 24. Okay, breathe along with this, and notice what a deep out breath this is. Now I've got another one that I did for Massachusetts General that's really good for breathing as well. This is called Stress Relief. So breathe with this one. Let me find the end. There we go. 44. Here comes. Okay. Breathe with this. Again, really slow breath. Okay, now let me play for you a couple of minutes from my sleep CD. Going to sleep, deep breaths are the best to help you get to sleep, to be able to breathe really smoothly. So listen to this one, which is totally a calm breath and calm music. Okay, a couple of minutes. Okay, let me cue it up. Okay. Okay, again, find a breath and breathe along with it. You can even hear the white noise for the breath. It's interesting. A lot of people, when they talk about breath or do breath, they talk about breathing in and then even pausing and breathing out. It's just cool because even Alice Bailey talks about that pause, space between the in and out breath, the in breath and out, and the out and the in, is actually a portal to other dimensions where you're one with the universe. That's really interesting. However, I commonly think of a breath as a sine wave. So it would be like this. Out. Okay. So it goes like this. So it's a smooth curve. It's totally a smooth curve, up and down, which is complete flow, coherent, consistent flow, same as the Fibonacci. 1 plus 1 equals 2, 2 plus 3 equals 5, 3 plus 5 equals 8, 8 plus 5 equals 13. So you get this complete coherence from moment to moment. The past plus the present equals the future. And so when you think of it as a sine wave, you get into this complete flow of peace where there's no stops and it's complete up and down. It's cool. Again, whatever you do, just make it comfortable for you and do it at whatever tempo feels right. Is really nice, but it's cool when you do it with music as well. Okay, I've got one more song I want to play, and then we'll do a one to end. So this is my song Enlightenment. Let me find it. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm getting pretty mellow from all this breathing. Okay. So here's Enlightenment. So breathe with this one. This one has the energy of the monks. Okay. And it totally mellows out at the end. Okay. So breathe along with this one if you like. especially good when you got a slow fade with the breath. You know who does this a lot at the end of their songs is Deva Premal and Mitten. They often will end a chant with a breath in and then a breath out. Many of their songs do that. It's really cool. So, okay, so I want to end with this song that's just slow. I mean, this is a really slow breath. Just breathe at whatever tempo you like. So again, our intention is that everybody might find their own breath of peace that completely sustains their whole body, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I'll hold that energy for the rest of the evening, the rest of the weeks ahead, months ahead, and years ahead. And then just breathe. We'll breathe out. Breathe in too, okay, for the end here. Okay, breathe along with this. Thank you.
At the Sound Healing Center, we have four main things going on: the Institute, the Sound Healing Store, the Sound Therapy Center, and the Sound Healing Research Foundation. At Globe Institute, we offer 2 sound healing certificates and 1 audio recording certificate. All of them are also offered online, as well as in person here in Sausalito outside of San Francisco. We're the only state approved college in the entire United States that offers sound healing. David has written the #1 selling books in both fields: The Art of Mixing, The Art of Recording, and in Sound Healing, The Complete Guide to Sound Healing. The Sound Healing Store has over 400 sound healing instruments and technologies. We also have a physical store where you can experience everything. In the store, we've got over 100 CDs and downloads. We've got all of my books. We have a full range of instruments, including crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls, didgeridoos, gongs, drums, rattles, tuning forks, and a full range of melodic instruments. We also have a wide range of consciousness raising technologies, including sound chambers. We have sacred geometries and pendants, color and light therapies. We also have our brainwave assessment kit software and the voice analysis software. And we've got a full range of vibroacoustic tools. We make sound lounges, sound tables, sound vests, sound pillows, sound dolphins, and bass straps. All of these are excellent for a wide range of physical and emotional issues and just getting you relaxed and blissed out. At the Sound Therapy Center, we have over a dozen treatments that we offer here in Sausalito, and many of them we offer online. We also have the online Sound Treatment Center with many practitioners. We use a program that's way better quality than Zoom. Go to Sound Treatment Center to check out the practitioners and to book a session. At the Sound Healing Research Foundation, you can find over 1,000 clinical and student papers categorized for easy searching. You will also find the Medical Sound Association with over 1,000 doctors and sound therapists meeting bi-monthly to create treatment plans for a wide range of issues. These 30-page treatment plans are an excellent resource if you're working on a specific issue for yourself or a client. Check out medicalsoundassociation.com, where you can also join and attend our bi-monthly meetings. Finally, we have the Sound Education Association. We got a grant for $100,000 to bring our curriculum into 2 Montessori schools. With over 100 teachers and administrators, we've created over 2,500 exercises for kids from 3 months up to 18 years, all based on the books on brain development. We're now expanding the curriculum and creating schools around the world. Check out soundeducationassociation.com, where you can also join for free. You can find everything at soundhealingcenter.com. You can also email us at david@soundhealingcenter.com or call 415-777-2486.